Hey, Boo.
Hey, boo.
How are you?
Good, restful. I took a nap.
Oh, lucky. That's what I need right now because
I
I'm sleepy.
I know it. That's why I was like, let's go ahead. Let's get to the points.
I got my coffee.
You real. Baby, I went to sleep. I was so tired. I was just like, I know I ain't going to be able to make it. I probably took like a 3 hour nap.
Nice.
But now I'm about to be up, though. You know
For
how
real.
it is what it is.
Do you already stay up during the day or, well, stay
Yeah,
up at night after?
yeah, but I'm always taking like a nap. So, it's,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So you're good.
Yeah, like this morning, I went to bed literally at like 3, 4 o'clock, and woke up at 7:30 so I can clock in for work at 8. But I was good though because I had a mighty long nap yesterday.
Lucky. I need to take naps during the day, then I'll be fine because I don't, crash.
You do, because naps are my favorite thing. If it's 30 minutes, an hour, set your little timer, get your rest in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
Um, you had rewatched episode 3 and 4 together, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have
Ah,
whole pages and notes
yeah, so
because
a mess.
a mess.
Well, you can go ahead and start first if you want. Want to go ahead and kind of do like a quick little discussion about episode 3, and let me put they were talking about insecure. Hold on.
Let me see. Low key thankful. I wonder why they're going with the little low key
Right, like this is like
thankful.
this is the theme of the season.
Mm-hmm. Low key thankful. Low key losing it. More
Mm,
like high key, but um.
yeah.
Oh, so I started writing quotations for all these episodes because I'm like, let me remember exactly what they said, so I'm
Mhm.
not assuming they said something and then misinterpreting it. I'm like, let me quote for quote what they said.
Right.
And episode 3 started with Issa, not Issa, no, it started with Lawrence and Condola. That's what happened. They were in bed.
Right. Lawrence was practicing his interviewing questions.
Is that how it started?
Yeah, because remember, then Condola, the alarm, that crazy ass alarm kept going off, and that's when Lawrence was like,
Mm.
yeah.
Okay, because I had their conversation
Hmm.
where he was telling her like, "Ooh, you have everything together. You make me want to step my game up," and she's like, "Nah, you're perfect." And I'm like, "He's perfect."
Thank you. I was like, what makes him perfect, sis?
Okay,
Now,
I thought that
question.
was an interesting choice of words. You're
Yeah.
perfect.
Do you feel like him saying that he has to step his game up for Condola? Like, what do you feel like he has to like prove himself to Condola because he knows that he wasn't shit for Issa, so he's kind of still in the background.
Hmm.
So he's like, I have to prove. So it's like I don't know. That kind of don't. I get it because we learn from our past mistakes, but that kind of sit right for me. It's just like, okay, you got to do this for Condola, but it's like with Issa, you was cool with her carrying the relationship. I get it.
Hmm.
Everybody has growth, so I'm like, what is it?
He and I know he told Issa that he really likes her, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a part of me that thinks he's doing what he thought he should have done with Issa right now, but he still wants Issa to be in that place. But he's like, this is who I have now, so let me go ahead and be right by her.
Mm-hmm.
Because what do you mean you make me want to step my game? So Issa didn't make you want to step your game up the
Exactly.
whole time when she was carrying both of you. She didn't. But
I'm glad you said that too, because it's like, do you care? Like, I don't know. It's like it depends on the type of woman he has in his life. So it's just like, do you not want it for yourself? Does it? You know what I mean? Good points.
let
So
me
how do you feel
see.
about inviting? How do you feel about people inviting themselves into your spaces, like like what he did?
He that I think that made me laugh a little bit because she specifically said, "I'm having a friendsgiving."
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, "Oh, well, can I come?" Like if he's her friend. But then he gets offended when her friends say like, "Oh, this is just a casual thing. Like, you know you guys
Right.
aren't serious. And I'm like, she told you it was a Friendsgiving. You invited yourself, but you're not a friend.
Exactly.
Don't do that.
And it feels
Don't.
the type of way about the things that you hear at the. It was just a mess.
Yeah.
Just a mess. Um, did you kind of peep his insecurity about his job security?
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole, oh well, basically he was the minority hire. Well, oh no, I got my job, and he made it a
Mm-hmm.
point to say that at the Friendsgiving when nobody asked him that, like nobody.
Yep.
So it's just like,
And he said that in the car. He was saying that in the car to what's his name? He's like, only black guy there, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, do you not think that you got that job based on your skills? Like, do you think you're just there because he has insecurity issues? He really does.
yeah,
That's interesting. So
yeah,
Issa's not the only one. It's Lawrence too. He's insecure.
yes, and I'm noticing that too. The more and more that everybody it shows all types of insecurities across the
Mm-hmm.
board. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What do you feel about episode 3? Anything?
Episode 3. I have so many notes.
Yes, go ahead.
But
Three.
because it's like, I feel like there was a lot happening that I was trying to catch. There was, let me see. So the issue with Issa and Molly, the whole let's talk, like, do you notice that they keep pushing back when they're gonna have a conversation?
I'm glad you made that point. Cause I'm just like, why y'all couldn't have that conversation real? And I understand not in the store, but like, sis, that conversation could have been had on the way home. Like, why was it needed for a whole formal sit?
Yes,
Yeah,
let's talk at pie time. Ooh, let's not talk at pie time. We can talk another time. Even if, like, can y'all not call each other
exactly.
after Thanksgiving and just say something? They have to have a time. And I feel like they're purposely trying to push it back. But that conversation in the grocery store was when they were budding so much that they started telling each other stuff. Like, they didn't care if they hurt each other's feelings. That
Right.
whole, what did she say?
Um. Okay, so Issa kind of started with the whole, okay, you go, all right, girl, you don't want to run him off, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The old
When
Molly,
she asked, should I invite him?
right? And then then Molly hits off with, oh well, bitch, I mean, you fucking for free weed and toiletries. That right there, that was premeditated, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and just like with Issa, just like, the girl, what the fuck was that? Like
Yep.
and then Molly's like, oh well, you was coming for me, and it's just like, even if that was the case,
Yep.
why do you feel like that was appropriate to do to your best friend? And like obviously, like that just shows like an undertone of like how she felt about her, not
Mm-hmm.
disrespecting.
She really thinks her situation's always like she already has an explanation for her situation. Because when she was like, "Oh, I'm glad your trouble was a success," and Issa was like, "You was just fucking what's his name and his wife," and
Literally. Uh, did you notice the subtleness of the bag of $4 organic avocados that Molly had gotten, and how like the disparity between the two, and how Issa had to put away like toiletries because she's saving up for money. Like it just go like that little slum. I
mm-hmm.
saw that on Twitter. I was just like, that was good. Cause I was just like, she damn sure had like a bag full. That was probably like more than $20 worth just for
Yep.
something, you know.
Yep. But Issa's putting her stuff back, and she doesn't say, "No, it's cool, girl. I got you. Like, let me help you out." Because somebody pointed that out. Well, that's kind of getting into the next episode, but someone did point out that she made like a face when Issa was telling her that Condola was helping her with this, that, and the third, and she's like, "She helping you with all this? Oh, that's your best friend now. You can't ask me." But when Issa has a problem, where's Molly?
And then let's talk about that. She says, "Why can't you ask me when she does ask you?" Or not even then. Remember what she was telling Kelly and Tiffany? Is like, "Oh, now I gotta clean up her mess." Sis, pick one. Do you want her to go to you, or do you like what do you want?
Yep.
And then it's like, when were you gonna voice that? I don't remember her ever saying like, "Hey sis, I'm tired of you, da da da, draining me," or like. You can't expect people. You can't come up with boundaries and expect people to respect them if you don't tell it to them. Like, don't be a
Yep.
mind reader.
Yep. Yep.
Girl, I peeped it. I peeped it. Now, do you feel like Molly and Issa, they're mutually bad friends to each other? Do you feel like it's like a give or take? It's kind of equal, or what? What do you feel about their friendship altogether?
Mm, I don't think it's equal.
Mm-hmm.
I think Molly's been a worse friend than
Mm-hmm.
Issa has been. Because where I feel like Issa, she knows that they have an issue, and yeah, she might be avoiding it, but
Mm-hmm.
she's not being malicious in how she's talking to other people about Molly. And I feel like Molly is throwing shade. It doesn't matter who she's talking to, but she's throwing shade, and
Yes.
that's supposed to be your best friend.
Yes.
So I don't both not being great friends right now, but I feel like it's off. The disconnect is off. It's not the same level.
Right, because it came across that, and we kind of gonna go back and forth between 3 and 4, whatever. But it was kind of like when Issa was telling her or was talking to Kelly, and she was like, it was like genuine concern. She's like, I feel like Molly, like
Mm-hmm.
she keeps me in this box. Has she talked to you about it? Like, and shout out to Kelly and Tiffany for not
Mm-hmm.
rolling into the bullshit. But then when
Yep.
Molly kind of brings up, just like you said, it's like she's talking down on her, and it's like, what is this?
Yep.
I can't stand it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But do you think that their friends have been noticing something's up with them? Because Kelly was like, "What you mean?" And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "It's not obvious, like right in front of y'all, that there's some kind of disconnect."
That's what I'm saying, and I don't know. It could either be that maybe Tiffany and Kelly, maybe they peeped it already and they're not trying to get into it, or kind of like how they were acting. It's just like, are they really oblivious because they haven't all been chilling anyway? So it's like they
Mm-hmm.
kind of always. It was like this pair and this pair, and then they came together. So maybe they genuinely don't see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's weird because they're all supposed to be best friends.
Yeah. That's just not equal.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Let me see. Oh, I was gonna mention, did you think of anything about the whole Molly and her dad issue? How she's been pissed off at her dad forever when everyone kind of moved on. Was it the cheating? That's what her dad did?
Yes, that's what set her off when she found out. And mind you, it wasn't even like the cheating happened months before. Wasn't the cheating that happened, like the infidelity happened like at the beginning of the mom and dad's relationship? Like
Mm-hmm.
the kids weren't even thought of. And it's like, to me, it's just like Molly is just always having to find an issue with something or
Mm-hmm.
somebody. And then
Mm-hmm.
for me, I could be biased because I wasn't raised with my parents. They weren't together by the time I was born. So
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't see why it's anybody's business. I was on Twitter and somebody was like, well, no, but no, I understand, because when you cheat on your wife, you're cheating on the family, and I don't necessarily agree. Everybody's different, but if I'm married, I made a vow to this person.
Yeah.
I get the whole mindset, but I don't know. I kind of feel like, I don't know. I don't know if that's because I've never been in that situation, but what do you think about it? Do you think that
I
she?
think I think that only applies, that comment that person made only applies if it's happening current day and it ruins the family structure, in that your mom's so devastated she can't function. It
Okay.
breaks up the home. Suddenly you got to move, whatever, whatever. I get that. I understand that can be tough. And in that moment, you're being selfish and not thinking of having to possibly move your family,
Mm-hmm.
divorce, all of that stuff.
I see
But
that.
the situation with Molly, you're grown. Like your parents aren't taking care of you when you found out. You're grown. You don't have to worry about moving house. Like if they get a divorce, they get a divorce. At the end of the day, they decided to stay and they're fine.
Right,
So
and the mom is fine.
she's more than fine.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I
I,
don't know.
I
That
didn't.
long grudge that she held and her brother telling her like, get over yourself. Like it's no one
Right.
cares.
Like, I love the whole dads are niggas too.
Mm-hmm.
Because they are. So
Yep.
it's like we need to humanize our parents. Our parents aren't above approaching. Not they're not above none of that. Like they are
Mm-hmm.
also humans. And so I like that he kind of said that, and he kind of checked her too. Like, sis, you've been funking up the whole environment. Like,
Yep.
relax. But that's what
Yep.
mom. That's what she does.
But she's like that with her friends. She's like that with her family. I'm like, where did she get that shit from? Since everyone else around her is kind of chill, she's just the only uptight, holier than thou person.
Somebody said it could be like was it OCD when you're, or like perfectionist or whatever? It's like you always
Mm-hmm.
be pessimistic, that you always picking at something you know could be better, or you feel like could be
Yeah.
better. And so it's like, okay, I can see that I'm a workaholic and everything, but it's just like, I don't know, give it a break. That's draining. Nobody wants to be around that. I would want to be
Mm-hmm.
around it. It's draining.
Yeah.
Um, Now, a couple of things that I was. Do you feel like Molly is kind of forcing her relationship with Andrew to kind of prove Issa wrong with what she said?
Yep.
Like the when she said Issa said it might scare him away when he was like talking about bringing him over, and
Mm-hmm.
like it's just like why, I don't know, like why are you so focused? I get that that's your best friend, but it's just like she takes what she says so much to heart, and then it's like, okay, well now I gotta prove you wrong. And it's like kind of
Yep.
not necessarily like a competitive thing, but it's just like that's
She
like your
don't like
friend.
to be wrong. That's all it is. She does not like to be wrong.
Mm.
I think that because I do think that she likes him, but she feels like every situation that she's in can be explained. Like she's never in the wrong. The whole thing with her and Dre, she explained that away to keep on doing it. And now this relationship with Andrew, she's trying to make it seem so perfect that she doesn't realize she's messing it up.
And speaking of which, how about she's doing the same thing to Andrew that she claims that Issa's doing to her? Well, that Issa's doing to her, like pushing
Mm-hmm.
back stuff and
Mm-hmm.
like. And then somebody came
Yep.
up made a great point that it's just like maybe sometimes we do that without even knowing with in real life, because we're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, no, this person, they're going to be there, so let me just push this back. Or we know that
Mm-hmm.
they're going to like just push this back, and it's like it's not right. And it's just like she I let's talk about her and Andrew real quick. I don't think they're compatible. Um, I I I think they should have just left it as, I personally like they're just exclusive fuck buddies at this point, and that's
Mm-hmm.
fine. But
Yep.
I feel like for her to force a relationship doesn't make any sense to me, especially like the nigga started snoring as she was talking about her day. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, you got to start watching this. If somebody says she's gonna start watching.
Annie, yeah. If you want to watch, just don't look for this video on YouTube
Yes, yes,
later.
because we getting into it. You got to start from season one because it's
It's a mess. It's a
smoking
mess.
pussy, all that. Please come back and let us know what you thought. But
But what you said, yes. So I found it so funny how, remember when she started catching feelings for Andrew? And her problem was he just wants to have sex with me. He doesn't want, like, whatever. Do you notice Sis is doing the exact same thing? I'm going to cancel our movie date. He still comes over and it's literally just for sex. Because she told him, I can't make it, sorry, at work. Isn't this what you asked for? You asked him for more time. And now he's giving you more time, and you're like, work, but we can fuck later, though.
right, and let's even go back a little bit then, because at first, sis, you didn't even want a relationship. You just, so it's like she doesn't know. Obviously, she doesn't know what she wants. She says one thing, but her
Um,
actions does something else. She's very emotionally immature to me. I just
yep,
cannot.
yep.
Uh, why would you? Let's see. Um, okay, I guess because we kind of went through. How did you feel, real quick, on the end of episode 3 when
Mm.
Case the X came on? And notice how Lawrence was looking at everybody's Thanksgiving
Mm-hmm.
post. You know, people respond like, didn't say anything. But when it was Issa's post, he made it a point to LOL it or
Laugh.
whatever. Right. And so it's just like, and then she responded like that too. And baby, when Mike came on Case of the X, I hollered. I was just like, oh shit. Here we are. Here we are.
I was singing. I was singing
Yes.
along.
Yes. So
But I just can't wait till the next episode because they did not show us what the exchange was about. And when they actually did talk, we didn't see the beginning of that conversation when they went outside. We just saw Molly kind of peeking through, and she's like, mm.
right, right. I can kind of feel like it's being implied that they are now on a more joking, talking, or more, you know what I'm saying, in terms of talking,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. They're not as awkward anymore. They actually, making eye, like when Lawrence came in the kitchen and like they looked up and they made eye contact with each other, it's kind of like, let's go talk real quick. That was something. I'm just like, okay,
And he's like,
what's
"Can I
going
talk
on?
to you?" Yeah.
Right. And then let's even talk about that. The fact that Lawrence did something, damn it. And he knows something's going on. He knows. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just like he said that he wanted to talk to her about Condola. Mind you, that came up because Issa he asked Issa how she was doing. She was like, I'm kind of stressed. I've been trying to hit up Condola. And then he was just like, oh, I need to talk to you about that. And then she gets the call about Schoolboy Q being pulled out. And then he's like, oh, I'll talk to you about it later. I'm just like, now is the time. That
Yep.
was the time for you to talk about it. And someone
That's
made a good
why
point. You go ahead.
so you know how people are saying maybe Condola probably messed it up for her, sabotage, whatever. If that was the case, I feel like that would have been the perfect time for him to say something. But instead, he's kind of like, I'll talk to you later. So I feel like it's another layer of bad news that has nothing to do with that. But I'm trying to figure out what could be so bad that it would double ruin her day if he told her. Because I don't think if he told her, like, oh, we broke up, that would ruin her day per se. It seems like it's definitely bad news.
Right. Now I can see it go both ways. I can see it that them breaking up is gonna mess up her day because then she can correlate, nigga, that's why Condola hasn't been talking to
Mm-hmm.
me. And then also, are you gonna put your hypothesis out there, what you think he hiding? What you text me about?
You, I don't know, because you heard my theory right after. I'm like, so boom, is she pregnant?
That's what I'm saying. Look, and it's not a bad theory. It's
Because
not a bad.
someone else on my Twitter, they were like, I thought the same thing. And I'm like, okay, I thought it was just me. Something was weird about that whole episode. I'm like, he has something to tell her. Kendola's not talking to her. Assuming it's not the obvious that they broke up and found out, what
Right.
else could be bad news? And then further hinting that whole conversation he had with Derek about the baby.
Yes, I can
And I
see
thought
that.
it was interesting because Condola was saying, she doesn't want to get married anymore. And he was like, you don't want to get married? And she's like, no, I just got out of a relationship, divorced.
Right.
So I don't want to get married. And so I don't know. Maybe I'm reaching. I don't know. I don't know.
No, but I feel like it's plausible. Either way, it's plausible because it could be just like you said, her being pregnant, and that'll make sense. Or then also it's just that now he's thinking about it because of that conversation that he did have with Condola in the previous episode about wanting to start a family. And so then, he was thinking about it. And then for Derek, he thinking that Derek is like life is perfect and it was planned out. Derek was like, I didn't want, we wasn't supposed to have this. So it's like, it could also be maybe he's thinking, okay, well, maybe I'm
Yeah.
tripping for, I don't know. The more you talk about it now, I'm like, well, maybe she is pregnant. Mind you, also, if you go back and look, it looked like Condola hasn't answered Issa's message since Thanksgiving. And when it was like, hey girl, I'll text you or whatever, those dates look like she hasn't talked to her since then. So I'm like, okay, is so was that the reason why she's been distant?
What if because I'm thinking, what if he going on, like, thinking about this pregnancy theory, what if he freaked out, and maybe that's why she's like, he freaked out and he sabotaged their relationship, because she could have been like, I'm pregnant, and he was like, I still have feelings for Issa or something. Oh, did we even see the end of that conversation when she
With
was like,
Condola,
what? Yeah, we never saw that ending. What made him like, we just saw him by himself, and then he
right,
was messaging Issa.
right. And honestly, and though Condola it was a good point. That was like, you and Issa, y'all wouldn't have broken up if she didn't cheat. It's like, that's kind of not a fair assessment. Like, of course he wouldn't have broken up. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he had issues. And so I feel like the reason why she really said that was because when she had ran into them, all giddy, doing the whole little relationship shit that they used to do with the whole
Mm-hmm.
spoiler alert. And that's even then, why is Issa at Condola's favorite spot? Was that kind of weird? Somebody made a good point. It's just like, why, sis, you didn't think that it was that y'all you weren't going to run into her or them at a certain point? And somebody's like, was she doing that on purpose? Was it like subconscious? And it's just like,
I don't know, because she knew that was her favorite spot, but she'd never seen Lawrence there. Like,
yeah.
I really want to believe that Issa's innocent in all of this. She's not trying to sabotage anyone's relationship. She's just trying to figure it out. She did admit that to her brother that she's like, I would be lying if I said that I don't feel some type of way about it.
Yes.
And then, but then she backtracked and she's like, but I can't even say that because I don't even deserve to be feeling like that. And her brother was like, no, 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 you deserve to be feeling any way you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when she texted Molly, because he was like, gone are the days I'm going to let people tell me what to do. Like, he was like, I'm not letting another man treat me like this, whatever. And Issa's like, like not being told what to do. And then she texted Molly and she was like, I'm not, can we talk another time? She's not coming over.
Right.
So I really don't think Issa is like trying to sabotage her. And if she is, not knowingly, she's not doing it on purpose. What do you think?
I would say yes and no, because not to say that she's, of course, she's not doing it on purpose or anything, but she knows better. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I feel like she is kind of being subtle with it, because remember that first conversation that they had, he snuck and goes to see her or whatever. Then she's like, hey, should I tell Condola or whatever? He's like, no. And so they have like a whole privacy thing going on. So that right there was a red flag for me. Should I tell Condola? You knew something was up, sis. And then the fact that you talking, and then especially like the whole, like the way they talking right now, it seems like they're a little better. I don't know. It's like that. I don't know. It's like Issa knows better.
So do you think possibly that's what he wants to talk to her about? What if he told Condola we would have still been together, and Condola was like, well, why don't you give it a try if feelings are still there? And he was like, okay, I'll give it a try.
That could have been it.
Mm-hmm.
But then at that point, if it did go like that, I'm assuming it didn't, because if it did, then I feel like Condola still would have been woman enough to finish off her project with Issa. And let me just say, I think I said in the last review, I ain't trust that bitch from the beginning. When she first found out about Issa and Lawrence, she was ready to drop her ass like a bad habit right then and there. And it wasn't until Lawrence was like, no, just go ahead and help her out. And so it's just like she's already flaky and not dependable. Like, but Issa doesn't know that. So Issa knows that she has something.
And I was looking for hints. Like, I don't know, her friends are weird. The whole Friendsgiving that she had, I'm like, she got some interesting friends. Like, I don't know how you're boring and weird at the same time, but they were boring and weird, and just
especially when they kept laughing. I was like, sis,
I was over it.
Yeah, for real. I was like, it's not that deep. It's not that deep.
But she was the only one that gave some kind of something about, oh, she was so down when she got divorced and this is what she really needed. Like, she needed someone like you. And I'm thinking, I went back to that, no, you're perfect comment. Like, is she comfortable where they're at right now, just casual? Because that's what her friend said she needed, is something just to get her mind off of her ex.
That's a good point you made. Like, oh no, you don't have to better yourself. You perfect for what I need you at right now.
Like, you good right now. I don't need anything else.
I definitely see that.
I don't need to ask you to fix anything. I don't need you to come to Friendsgiving. I don't need anything else. I just need to slide through. When I slide through, that's all I need from you.
I think no, that's perfect. And then honestly, and let's be real, is there anything wrong with that? No, I feel like they both out of serious relationships, and I felt like I wrote down, I was like, are they both each other's rebounds? And if so, is there something wrong with that? Is it something, you know?
Ooh, I just thought of something.
What?
Dude's job is crumbling again, and this is when he gets comfortable with Issa again? Is he about to be unemployed and at Issa's house? Because if that's
I
the
wish,
case,
listen. I wish the fuck Issa would, girl. I wish she would. No, ma'am.
if
No,
that's the
ma'am. No, ma'am.
case,
No turkey. She bet not.
he's like, I'm about to lose my job. Time to head back to Issa's house. Back to
That
Issa.
because he's comfortable there,
Mm-hmm.
and
Especially when he's broke.
then yeah, cause yeah, but then let's talk about it. If they want to explore that again, and he's not doing for Issa what he did as the slightest for Condola, hell, buying for lunch. When Issa said that, like he never paid for anything, like I get it, nigga ain't have a job. I'm really thinking like, how are you really content with that, man or woman? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you just content with somebody just doing that, taking care of you, and you don't do nothing? And then somebody made a good point. Remember when he did cook dinner for her that one time, and she wasn't as appreciative as he would have liked her to be, so he felt some type of way. It's just like, sis, you've been on the couch for years and you just made
Yep.
some spaghetti and okay.
Because bare minimum, that's all Issa was worth at that point, was bare minimum.
Yes, yes. And so my question would be, my real question on how
Hey,
Lawrence
Kay.
respect, hey, um, does he really respect Issa? Because, and we'll know if they get back together and he doesn't try to do the same thing, like put in work. If he goes back to coddling and then being underneath Issa's wing when she even got her own shit together, let's just say.
No, she doesn't.
Let's just so her job, because she says she doesn't have a job. Technically she does. She's a landlord. Okay, let's talk about how she's about to lose that bitch.
Yep. No water. No water, not answering her phone, not staying on top of things. People are telling her stuff in advance and she's just block party.
Right, that's her issue. She's very tunnel vision, very
Mm-hmm.
tunnel vision when it comes to her friends, her other shit.
Mm-hmm.
She can't focus. And even
Yep.
then, I'm like, sis, how you gonna be so tunnel vision and you still ain't got the shit you need for the flyers? That didn't make no sense to me. Like, you are focusing here, you're doing all this for the block party, but you ain't realized that y'all need the flyers done by 5 o'clock that day. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what exactly are you doing, sis? And then that kind of makes me see, like, on to make Molly's point that Issa is just unprofessional. So it's like, should she want to put her man involved? We could talk about that, like with the
Mm-hmm.
whole, because Issa don't be really going through with her things.
Yeah.
Now, do you feel like Issa was wrong to ask that favor for Molly, even though they're not on the best of terms right now? I've seen some people say that that's not fair.
That one's kind of tricky because you would think, regardless of what's going, like,
Mhm.
we could not speak for
Mhm.
months, but if you hit me up and you're like, Allie, I need something right now, I
Right.
got you.
Exactly. 'Cause I feel like that's what friends are. So and then our friendship's conditional. Like, we say we love people unconditionally, but do we?
No,
Do we really?
no, we
No.
don't.
A hundred
People are here
percent.
for some reason. There's always a reason why people are around. Whether you
Mhm.
need someone to talk to, you need some money, you need
Right.
whatever. So, do I think Issa was wrong? Yes and no. No, because that's her friend. You should be able to depend on your so called best friend
As
for
a
a
last
small
resort
favor.
too.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
It's not like she's asking that much of her,
Mhm.
honestly. You're just
Mhm.
asking, hey, can you ask the person you're sleeping with, since y'all are so good
Right.
as you claim you are?
Right. And even then, let's double back. Maybe even Issa felt like she could ask Andrew because of Nathan with his toxic ass. Remember
Mm-hmm.
when he left her that voice message? He said, Andrew told me blase blase. So
Mm-hmm.
Andrew's obviously talking about it. So
Yep.
it's like, what's the issue? And then for me, I've seen some. I I don't think she was wrong for asking.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I don't think because some people are just like, oh, she should at least ask her how her day was going. Don't fluff me up, my nigga. I hate that. Don't fluff
Exactly.
me up.
What are you here for?
Right. A simple, hey, how you doing? Cool. Hey, this is what's going on, my nigga. Like,
Mm-hmm.
straight up. I personally, and because this happened to me, like my uncle started like a whole conversation on how things going, and I'm like, oh, he's checking up on me, and then, oh, can you babysit my kids? And I'm like,
Just
Nigga,
hit me up saying you need a favor.
thank
Just say
you.
I need a
Don't
favor.
right. Don't even let me have this emotional vomit and tell you what's actually going on in my life, and I'm thinking you care and you don't fucking care.
Yeah.
That to me is manipulative. So it's like, don't
Yeah.
manipulate the damn conversation
Don't
with
do
me.
that.
Right. And so one, and then for two, let's talk about like the fact that she was like, hey, Issa said, hey, can I talk to you about something? And then
You're right, Kay. They do always
which is
just say hey and talk about it. So I don't know
good point.
why
I didn't even notice that.
Molly, they're very blunt. That's their whole
Right.
friendship.
Because now when you have an underlying issue with somebody, everything that they do is going to be a problem. The way they breathe is going to get your fucking nerves. And I feel like we saw that in this episode. When Issa would just text her, hey girl, I'm gonna be a little late or something. Do you like when Issa started calling her, she's like, hello, like she's annoyed. And it's
Mm-hmm.
but also notice how, of course, she made it about her. Issa asked, can I talk to you about something? She's like, oh yeah, girl, and starts talking about her whole day, and then her whole week span. It's just like, sis, I didn't ask you. You made
Yeah.
it about you again, and then when it's not about you, you want to be upset. I was like, that just rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know.
Like if she wanted to talk so bad, she could have called Issa at another time and say, hey, can I talk to you about something that's bothering me?
Thank you. Why
But
wait for Issa?
what was I gonna say? I was gonna say, I feel like, did you notice like the reason she said no in the first place? I don't even think it, I think it was more so that she had gotten back in a good place with Andrew. So if your
Yes.
relationship was good, like you told Issa it was, you're claiming to all your friends it's so good. I think Issa thought it's not a problem for her to ask if things are going so good with them. What Issa doesn't know is that things weren't going that good, and that Molly has been putting work over him, and they had that whole conversation. And then she's finally like, look, I'm sorry. Can we talk? I'll try to make stuff better. And she's like, I can't ask him for favors after I've been a shitty girlfriend. So it had nothing to do with Issa. It was more about her not wanting to, again, be like, I'm using you to help my friend. I'm using you for sex. I'm using you just to be someone here, and I'm not actually making time for you. So it had nothing to do with Issa.
I like that. I like that point of view. Okay, that's a little less make me pissed off at Molly. I
Yeah.
can understand that. I can
Mm-hmm.
understand that. We already got on a good point. Let me not. But then, even then,
She's still a
it's like,
shit friend.
right. Even then, it's like we're at a good point. So why not? Like now is the time. It's like, okay. And if anything, because if she really wants to help Issa, she could let it be known. But she's insecure about how Issa feels about her and her relationship. But she's gonna look. Me and Andrew, we just got on good terms. Let me give me a little bit, and then I ask later, or I don't know.
But
Why
how
did
Andrew knows so much about Issa and what's going on with the block party if Molly's not talking to him about it? Clearly,
that?
Molly's telling him Issa's business. And so
Mm-hmm.
why would it be a problem to ask him for a favor about Issa if he already knows what's going on?
Mm-hmm. And then remember, also think back. What if she's not talking to Andrew about Issa? What if Andrew is just peeping it from afar because music is his thing?
True.
And then what I'm saying? So what if that can be it? So, and even then, when it comes to the whole music thing, I'm just a little confused on why Issa hasn't hit up Daniel.
Yeah. Where's Daniel?
Like, and I can't remember. I know, are they not on the best of terms? Because I remember he had an exit, and was it like, are they not friends? Are they not cool? I do remember though. It was like, all right, they can't do it no more. But I
Yeah.
thought that was cordial. So I'm like, why wouldn't that even not be? That would have been my first call, my first go-to call. Let me call Daniel.
I
So I'm
mean, you
kind of
look cooler than Lawrence. That you were with Lawrence. You couldn't even look Lawrence in the eye, but you were living with what's his name?
right. So I'm like, what's the issue?
I
What's the
don't know.
problem?
Let me see. I need to separate my notes by
Yeah,
person because now I'm like,
I don't even know how to even go. Do it by characters too. That would probably be good. Um. Oh, let's real quick. Remember how I was talking about missing her rapping in the mirror and everything?
Mm.
There we go.
Ooh.
So, what are your thoughts about? Well, one, I feel like it was just clear that her rapping in the mirror, whatever, that's her way of therapy,
Mm-hmm.
talking through her issues and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
then now she came in when once she tried, she came and do that because like even her subconscious like, listen, sis, I can't even hype you up right now. I'm going through
Yep.
a lot. And
Yep.
so what I did like also to me, like watching it again, I felt like in that scene when remember like her mirror, like the mirror like jumps at her, whatever, she's like, damn, she's like, maybe I do have an attitude. I felt like that showed Issa's way of self awareness.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the subtle ways it's like, okay, let me tone it back. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I haven't seen Molly like really, you know what I mean, to have that actually be like, okay, maybe this is me. And I kind of that's kind
She
of how I
only
feel.
does that with Andrew now.
Yes.
She only does that with Andrew now.
Speak only doing with Andrew. Where's my note? Do you feel like what I say? Black women needing to choose between career and their relationship. Sis, when she said that Andrew was her main priority, I literally dropped my phone. I was just like, bitch, is it crack? Is you smoking crack? How is this man your
She
main
did tell
priority?
him that. She looked at him and she said, "You're my main priority."
How you first of all, how you just gonna lie to that nigga? Because he's obviously not a main priority. Because if he was, your ass would have been, y'all wouldn't even be in the situation you're in. But two,
Yeah.
why do you feel the need to have to tell him that? Are you trying to prove yourself worthy? Like that's just, I don't know. That just
So, speaking of her career, choosing her career, remember that little mini round table with the two other black women at her job?
yes, yes.
And they were talking about that Bennett guy that clearly has a crush on Molly. And she was like, please, he's too young, blah, blah, blah. By the
Like
way, he
white
only
girl.
likes Abigail's.
Mm-hmm.
And the other lady, she was like, oh, I got my kids, blah, blah, I gotta go. Then two of them decided to stay. Molly still decided. I think black women in careers, it's obvious black women always have to overachieve. They
Mm-hmm.
always have to overachieve to be
Point.
recognized. And I feel like maybe she's been stuck in it because she just came from a firm that she was one of the only black people in there to now
Right.
being in this firm with majority black people. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe she's still in that mindset of she constantly has to work to make sure she's recognized and she doesn't have to do that no more.
Right. But then also, because she just got in cool with them. Remember, they ain't fuck with her because she did some slimy shit before.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like feel like, is she trying to make her way? Like, hey, y'all, I'm really here for the team, all that. Because the mom was like, I gotta get home to my kids. And then
Mm-hmm.
the other lady was like, okay, well, I'll stay here. And then even when mom was like, oh, I'll stay here too. Somebody was just like, but didn't you say you had something to do? It's like, oh, well,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, my boo will be fine. It's just like you
Not
you
not
exerted
involved.
yourself. Yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
didn't have to do that. And so does she not respect Andrew? And then does she just want him to drop everything for her? Like it's just not fair. Like she I don't know.
Is it
She's
just all in appearance? Does she just want the appearance of a perfect job, a perfect relationship, perfect friendship? She really is just on a high horse.
mm-hmm. I feel like it's what she wants, but like I feel like a relationship is like what she thinks she wants, but she doesn't know. She doesn't want to put in the work for it. Like you said, she
Mm-hmm.
wants the appearance. It looks nice, or not even just the appearance. Maybe she wants that intimacy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what if she doesn't even know how to work through that herself? She's still a workaholic and things. Where is her therapist?
I don't know.
Like
Molly needs therapy.
she does, because she's
I
not self aware.
I
Because
think
and I
Issa
think
might need it too. That whole
oh
mirror conversation. She
shit,
can't
because
fix her
everybody
problems anymore.
yeah.
She
And
needs
to be
therapy.
told, we all do, but
Mhm.
that is good. If you can't even talk through yourself with your
Mhm.
issues, maybe it's time to talk to somebody
There
professional.
was too much up here in her mirror. Saw her reflection. She's like, "Sis, I got a lot going on. Like, you need to tell your problems to somebody who can actually help you that has a blank slate when it comes to your feelings, emotions, whatever. Because up here, a mess, falling
Yeah.
apart."
And then Pete, when her subconscious like, all right, now you want to talk about it, sis, and she's like, I'm just gonna take a shower, rushed. Just like it's never gonna be good timing. It's always something. That's how I took for that. It's always gonna be something.
Poor Issa. I really thought she was gonna get shit together this season, and friendship. That's another thing I peeped too with the mirror. I'm like, the mirror abandoning her, Condola abandoned her, Schoolboy Q abandoned her. Her mom disappeared at Thanksgiving and went with her stepdaddy, whoever of the month, Stanley. So abandonment.
Yeah, that is I didn't even think of that. Definitely, I heard somebody said that they felt like this episode was about like communication, but I can see that's also off because everybody's communication was off. Some because Kelly and Tiffany, I really like theirs, but it's like also I do feel like underlining cause was also like you said abandonment issues. Cause
yeah, I was laughing in my head though when Lawrence and Issa were talking, and Lawrence was like, "I thought the baby looked like Kelly," and I'm like, the baby does not. I thought that was funny because the baby's not Derek's baby. Who is that baby's dad?
Yeah. When they said that, I was like, okay, so the baby daddy is it more like black? Is it the baby look more black? So because it has been confirmed that Andrew's not the dad, right? That's already been confirmed.
Derek, yeah.
I mean Derek. That's something. Thank you.
Yeah,
so,
he had.
Yeah, that was subtle. That everybody see it.
And I was asking Roy, I'm like, we're trying to figure out at what point does everyone find out? Because clearly sometime in the future, they're like, damn, the baby's not even Derek's. What happened that made them all? Because Tiffany was sitting there. She was sitting there fine when they were all talking about Derek was in the hospital. Molly's like, oh, yeah, that's how relationships should be. That's why I like me and Andrew because blah, blah, blah. Someone who's there for you to support you with whatever. I'm like, where's she coming? Where is all of this coming from?
Right. Who says the same man who snores when you tell him the stuff that's your king?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that's why and honestly what Issa said, like, all right, Jada, red table talk, it wasn't even like malicious, like shade.
It wasn't. And she took it so personal.
Yes. It was just like
Kelly, I'm Willow. I'm Willow. But no, it was not malicious at all. I don't know why she was just like, ugh. Why'd you say that?
And then okay, in the parking spot. Do you feel like that was like a symbolism of how Issa just let shit go? Like that's what she'll just let it go and be like whatever and dismiss it. And Molly is really aggressive, like no, she gonna do it because she gonna do it it's her way. And I was like, And even then when did you notice that she was listening to Michelle Obama Michelle Obama? Yes, so she was listening to Michelle Obama and like Michelle was just about to start talking about, you know, how important something about women friendships with each other and yada yada. And that's when she started backing up and then that happened. And I was like, huh. So
we need to pay attention. I'm going to write down the songs that I hear because that's good. I'm going to find out if they have like a playlist with the songs because I think, I'm going to start doing that.
I'm actually going to have to start following her Twitter, but I don't know if she has like a partnership with Spotify or somebody does it, but somebody's been uploading playlists with the songs that are on the episode.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I have to look for that.
Yeah, she actually reposted it. So I was like, yeah. The song selection is always great. Kind of like a side note, I love how Issa, because she's always promoting Black artists, Black music, Black love. I love that. One of my favorite bands I keep hearing is The Internet. I don't know if you really know about The Internet.
I love The Internet.
Yeah, okay, yeah, girl.
I love The Internet.
And I'm like, oh, I always hear like at least one of their songs. But with the music, I kind of lost track of thought what I was about to say. I was about to say something about music. Nonetheless, I can't remember.
Because we were talking about the parking spot, then the Michelle Obama, and you were saying she supports Black artists, the music, and how she's always. That's one thing I like. I like the music. I like the hairstyles. I like the artwork in her home and her
Yes.
T-shirt. Always look
Yes.
for those things.
Yes.
So,
And then I'm also liking how she's putting you notice, did you ever watch the Steve Harvey show?
mm-mm.
Well, fun fact, um boss lady is one lady from there. It's her mom, Issa's mom or whatever. And the lady that's doing the reporting or whatever,
Mm.
she also was on Steve Harvey as I'm mad I can't think of her character's name, but I noticed that, you know, me being a old TV show head and movie head, I was
Mm-hmm.
just like, she's getting older people, and just like like she's like paying homage. Joy from Friday, Craig's girlfriend or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
with the long hair,
Mm-hmm.
that was one of the donators, as you already saw. So that's
Yeah.
another thing about Issa. Like she bringing back like our older OG actors and actresses that
Mm-hmm.
probably haven't had a lot of work as of late. So I
Okay.
about her. That's
I
what I
saw
wanted to say.
Masika in there. That was Masika, right?
Oh, don't let me lie.
Masika
Yeah,
was one of the girlfriends with the
yes.
little boy. She was sitting next to the little boy. She's like, "Don't worry, Auntie, whatever. It was just kidding." And I was like, "That's Masika."
Oh shit! Don't let me lie to you. Don't let me lie. I didn't notice that.
Mm-hmm.
The pregnant girlfriend, the brother's baby
Not the
mama.
pregnant one, the other one. I was Fetty Wap's baby mama. I was like, "What is she doing there?"
Oh, okay. I have to rewatch it. Girl, I didn't even notice her.
Mm-hmm. And I thought it was funny because they were like, she was the one with the shoes. They kind of like, remember Molly was throwing shade at her brothers? And she was like, we can see y'all don't think at all when it comes to the ladies or whatever. When she's talking to her mom, and then they looked over, and there's the pregnant girl that's like loud, and she's always making stupid comments. And then the other girl was Masika, and they zoomed in on her shoes, and she has like some stripper shoes. And so they're like, one of y'all knocked up somebody crazy, and then the other one knocked up someone with stripper shoes. But I feel like that scene, they were just showing how judgmental Molly is. Like, her brothers are laid back. They don't care. You could be a stripper. You could be kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care. But Molly's so uptight. Like, oh, I have standards.
I love that you said that. Molly kind of projected her own thoughts with her family. That's why she didn't bring Andrew over, because she felt like they was going to judge him like
Mm-hmm.
he judging them. And
Mm-hmm.
like when her mom was just, I remember when her mom even saw a picture and her brother came in and she showed him. She didn't even want her brother to
Yep.
see. And it's
Yep.
just like, okay, well, sis, if you are ashamed of your man, or you claim that is your man, what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I was Angela, I just don't see the good in her. And
Yeah.
somebody was like, maybe it's the chase, because at first she was hard to get or whatever. But like he said, the honeymoon stage is over, and so I'm
Yeah.
really curious on what exactly is keeping them afloat.
He might just be it might just be a loyalty thing because he was open, he was honest about dating other people, and she's like, no, I want you to just date me. And he's like, okay, if that's what you want, I'll do my best to try to be that for you. So he's
Mm-hmm.
trying. He's trying. He clearly likes her. He's trying, but I don't even think she wanted what she said she wanted.
Exactly. No, she don't. She don't know what she wants. She
Nope.
doesn't know what. But is there anything that you missed? Did you have in your notes?
I
Or we
wrote
pretty
so
much
many
got through it.
things.
I know. I started having the checklist, like check when we talk about something. Get that out the way.
Let me see. I was laughing at that pipe still being broken, the kitchen sink. What does that
Oh,
symbolize?
I'm glad you. Yes, that Lawrence ain't shit. But um, um, that whole thing with Condola saying that, one, when she said come in and Lawrence came in, she was not expecting to see that nigga. That's just one. And that's when Lawrence was like, oh, okay, I'll just go down. She's like, oh no, you don't have to go. He was like, yeah, no, I was just kidding. And I was just like, oh, but she wasn't kidding. She she was just trying to be nice. So that was
Mm-hmm.
one. I was just like, that. And then two, when she was just like, yeah, oh yeah, I called the plumber, but he came over and was like, oh, I got a sink. That didn't make no damn sense to me. But you You know what I'm saying? I was just like, so it's Condola doing her own thug thizzle. Somebody made a point in the last episode I saw on Twitter. Was it Dorian, the black guy from The Office with Molly, right?
Mm.
The lawyer. Remember, he said that he was going
The
out of town.
yeah.
And all right, so somebody made a connection that because Condola said that she was doing something that weekend. So they was like,
I
it's
remember this.
yeah. So it's like it's Condola doing her own thug thizzle, and even if
Yeah.
okay, so if that was the case, does she have the right to feel some type of way about Issa and Lawrence? If that is the case,
I don't think so. She was
are
like,
they
I'm the one that should be worried, but is she worried?
right?
Or was she
Should
just throwing that out there? Because she didn't mention that before. That she
exactly.
had such a problem. Because she was the one that asked him, is it cool that we're still talking?
Mm-hmm. And to be fair, I feel like and then she did ask him, and maybe she was cool with it because remember, her and Issa used to talk.
Mm.
Maybe what really set her off was seeing how compatible they really are when we're doing the whole
Mm-hmm.
movie shit, and she walked up. It was
Mm-hmm.
obviously awkward, so maybe that
Mm-hmm.
that could have been her tip into okay, this is BS.
Yeah.
But even then, what she's doing to Issa is just not only is it unprofessional,
Yep.
but it's foul.
Like
Um,
that's if anything else, not your friend, that's your business partner. Y'all are doing business together. So
right.
why would
Both
you
of the
not
names are
respond?
right. Both of the names are online. Are they
Mm-hmm.
equally in this thing?
I feel like it's Issa's creation, but she's doing all the background work with all the special speakers and whoever else because she has those connections. So you already put yourself out there telling people you're a part of this. So why
Mm-hmm.
not be invested?
There you go.
She doesn't care about looking bad.
I get maybe she's letting her ego get involved. She don't care.
Let me see. There was something else I wanted to touch on. I like how they've been throwing in little like black issues that people either are oblivious about or don't consider black issues.
Are you talking
So
about the pregnancy?
yeah, that and in episode 3, Condola's friends, the black lesbian couple, and how they're like so casually like planning their wedding and stuff. Just little
Mm-hmm.
things. I feel like they're not, you know how when people try to make taboo topics come up, they make it so obvious that it feels kind of overdone. But I
Mm-hmm.
like how Insecure has a way of just casually talking about stuff like this is everyday life. It's not that big of a deal. You don't have to make it like the elephant in the room. It was a casual
Right.
conversation of, oh, they're having this wedding, they're planning. Condola's like, oh yeah, you should do an art gallery, like whatever, whatever. It's like, oh, I didn't think about that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Just like little, stuff that people don't think are black issues because it's so taboo. And I'm like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
That's
And
a good
then
point.
the whole pregnancy and black women during childbirth, how people aren't supportive. And then Molly flipped the conversation to her. And I'm
Discrimination.
like, first of all, Andrew is Asian. Yes, you're a black woman, but they were talking about specifically like a black love. I don't know why I thought it was a black love conversation they were having. Maybe I was overthinking it. I know they were talking about black women in pregnancy, but I don't know. Something I'm like, why did Molly take over that conversation?
Got you. One for some reason it's saying it's giving me a countdown. I don't know. Do we have like a time limit when we do the whole? That's one. So if it goes off, go back. Yeah, it's saying 33 seconds remaining. I
What?
don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know. It started counting down, but nonetheless, um, I think because she was saying that how Andrew spoke up for her, whatever, got everybody involved with the doctors and everything, found it was a blood clot, and then like the narcissist that she is, Molly takes that piece of information. Is like, oh yeah, my man is supportive too, and
That's
and
not what they were talking about.